Now on CoastTV News.
A weekend of deadly crashes. New information tonight on the victims. Forced to add a 4% surcharge to all transactions. That's the message one Maryland restaurant gave after a high water bill. Bandstand concerts take center stage, what city commissioners are considering Monday.
Isolated thunderstorms rapidly moving throughout the Delmarva Peninsula have now passed on over. Now what's behind it is what the real weather story is all about.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
A look now into Capitol Hill as the Senate reaches a deal to reopen the government. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. Thank you for staying up with us after Sunday Night Football. We are a hyper-local newscast, but we begin tonight with the first step towards ending the longest government shutdown in history. On Sunday, the Senate reached a bipartisan agreement to fund the government until the end of January. The leader, John Thune, says there will be a vote on government health care subsidies in December. Democrats have demanded the Trump administration extend the subsidies for a year to prevent health care premiums from skyrocketing. This proposed agreement would also reverse President Donald Trump's firings of federal employees and prevent similar actions in the future. The deal would also ensure SNAP benefits are funded until September 2026. A final vote in the Senate must still take place, and then the bill will go back to the House of Representatives for consideration. Delaware Senator Chris Coons said he voted against the bill, citing the Affordable Care Act, saying, "I'm voting against the bill today given it doesn't extend these valuable tax credits." Lisa Blunt Rochester also saying she's a no vote, saying, quote, "While I'm ultimately disappointed in this deal, I'm more focused than ever on holding Republicans accountable to their commitment to fix the health care crisis they created." As for the other senators representing Delmarva, Virginia's senators were split. Tim Kaine voted yes. One of the 8 Democrats who did so, Mark Warner, said no. Both of Maryland's senators, Chris Van Hollen and Angela Alsobrooks, voted against the bill, just like Delaware. As more news on the government shutdown happens and comes out, we will keep you updated on our digital platforms. We now know the names of the 2 people killed in a 5-car crash on Route 1 Friday. This was Route 1 and Hudson Road. Troopers say 62-year-old Charlene Bracolo and 64-year-old Albert Bracolo were killed when a dump truck failed to slow down for traffic and slammed into a line of cars, causing a chain reaction and ultimately killing the Bracolos, who are from Bel Air. Also tonight, police have identified the man killed in a crash here in Millsboro on Route 24 Friday afternoon. Troopers say 76-year-old Peter Roskowski was driving a truck when he crossed the center lane and hit a Ford box truck going the other direction. The other driver was not hurt. As we take a live look outside into a wet and soggy Rehoboth Beach, our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams has been tracking thunderstorms this evening.
Well, we've continued to keep track of what's been going on with those isolated thunderstorms, and as much of a headliner they typically are, that's actually not the big story, the big weather story. But we'll talk about that right now. We're temperatures in the 50s for tonight. Here's a look at that rainfall as it pushes through. Now, we had some marine warnings, which is kind of like severe thunderstorm warnings over the water. Briefly, very rapid moving system moving to the northeast at about 60 miles per hour, produced some isolated gusts and some isolated pockets of some hail, but nothing that was damaging thus far, and no injuries, no structural damage being reported. Now, we do still have the gale wind watch that is still staying very much in effect around the entire Delmarva Peninsula, watching out for blustery conditions and winds. But right now, the rain, for the most part, is beginning to clear out of areas like Milford as well as Greenwood. And then out towards the water, we have very gusty winds continue to be problematic for us. But now here's the key, Maddie. We're going to kind of combine much colder air with a whole lot of wind, and that spells grab your winter coat.
Thank you, Paul. Worcester County Commissioner Chip Bertino said water rates have increased there, but some are left shocked by how much their bills went up. Coast TV's Kevin Zapay shows us how these increases are hitting businesses in Ocean Pines.
People in Ocean Pines have been opening up their mailboxes to find an increase in their water bill. And now local businesses are feeling the impact.
I worked for the previous owner of Oasis, and then I've been the owner for the last year and a half, and I can honestly say we've never experienced this.
Diana Sabia owns Oasis Nutrition, a protein and energy drink store in Ocean Pines, and says her water bill this quarter has more than doubled. And with winter coming, she'll have fewer customers, making the increase extra concerning.
We solely base all of our income off of our regulars and our community, so if they can't afford life, how are we?
Worcester County Commissioner Chip Bertino released a statement on the water rates increasing, saying the higher bills stemmed from rising operational costs, new state testing requirements, and needed maintenance at the aging water facility. But for many local businesses, that explanation doesn't make the impact any easier. Southgate says their water and sewer bill has shot up from $3,000 to a little under $11,000, all for the same quarter compared to last year. That spike led Southgate Grill to temporarily charge customers $2 for a glass of water, before eventually dropping the fee. And just down the road, Taylor's Neighborhood Restaurant posted a sign outside, adding a 4% surcharge to all transactions, citing a 300% increase in their water bill. With more businesses speaking out, owners like Sabia hope the county will take notice.
Our community is so strong, and I can honestly say that for Worcester County, if everyone feels a certain way, it will happen and they will stand up together.
I'm Kevin Zapay, Ocean Pines, Coast TV News.
The Worcester County Council also releasing a statement saying all 11 service areas increased to cover those higher operating and maintenance costs. The county added many areas were underfunded for years, and if rates had remained the same as last year, revenues wouldn't have covered expenses. Salisbury's rainbow crosswalks honoring the LGBTQ community will be paved over. Mayor Randy Taylor says the move is meant to bring the city into compliance with federal standards and maintain neutrality in public spaces. The mayor says a rotating art program as somewhat of an alternative was proposed but did not get enough participation. Bollards and swing gates are the subject of a meeting Monday in Rehoboth Beach. Those are barriers right there, you see them, that would stop cars. The city of Rehoboth is considering awarding an over $600,000 contract to do part of that work aimed at improving safety. But as Coast TV's Brandon Ferguson shows us, local businesses next to where those barriers would go say the idea came about without their input.
Bollards behind the bandstand and in front of the bathrooms on Rehoboth Avenue. The city approved this, but some business owners say they wish the city did not. A petition signed by 16 businesses claim they were never consulted by the city before moving forward with plans.
I think it's just common sense.
That's Jeff Hausman. He's been a co-owner of EC Shades since the early 90s. He thinks the city should at least talk to the businesses.
If you're going to do something that's going to affect the businesses, you should, you probably made your decision up, but you need to at least talk to people and find out what the businesses think.
Allison Blythe is the owner of the Go Fish restaurant right here on Rehoboth Avenue. She's been doing business in Rehoboth Beach since 1988. She says these bollards will create a barrier for businesses and create more safety problems here on the avenue. But safety is exactly why one couple I spoke with off camera here in Rehoboth Beach say they like the bollards and the new swing gates that will go at the entrances before the bandstand circle.
The city says the materials for the bollards will cost around $420,000, with construction costs totaling the bollards and swing gate projects at $1.1 million. For Coast TV News, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Blythe tells Coast TV that the mayor said she and other Rehoboth Avenue business owners should attend a December workshop meeting where they will further discuss the relationship between Rehoboth and business owners. And again, Monday, the contract for part of that bollard work will be discussed. Also on Monday, Rehoboth reviewing traffic closures put in place for the summer concert series. According to a presentation, it would talk about what it would take to make that a permanent practice. According to the presentation, currently parking is prohibited starting at 6 Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for those 39 concerts over 3 months. Photos you see here show how crowds fill the area even going into the road. The presentation says if they were to formalize the closure, the city would need to create a new parking zone in its systems, amend codes, and add 1 handicapped space. Monday morning on Coast TV News, Rehoboth Beach talks affordable housing, what the nation's summer capital may be doing to help its workforce. And then coming up Monday evening, 50 years since a tragic shipwreck in the Great Lakes, why there's a local tie. Stay tuned for Coast TV News for more on the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
And the isolated storms are pushed on through, but what's behind it is the big weather story, and I'll have that for you coming up right after this.
After that, Delaware's top health official visits BB, the purpose of her visit. Don't go anywhere. We're back in just 60 seconds.
I guess for no other reason, we could definitely call tonight's isolated thunderstorms a serious wake-up call, getting us ready to go find the coats and jackets you would typically wear for the winter time. Because for the next couple of mornings in a row, well, we're in the morning right now, but for the next couple of mornings in a row, yeah, it's definitely on. We are right now in the 50s right now, 57 in Georgetown, Millsboro, as well as Milton. This is about as warm as the day is going to get, so we are experiencing the daytime high right now. Okay, we have the cold front that's already pushing through, and the rain is pushed through with it. Now, these are very rapid moving isolated thunderstorms. They were racing to the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. Had some isolated pockets of some pea-sized hail that was reported, and we tracked that throughout the evening. And now we're seeing everything clear out. Now, in the midst of all of that, we have much drier and colder air. In addition to that, think about it: dry air, lower temperatures, and the winds. Gale wind watch in effect until Tuesday for Slaughter Beach, Broadkill Beach. That also carries down from Lewis to Herring Landing, Ocean View, Fenwick Island, all of Highway 1 for Sussex, and then Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague. And the cold air doesn't stop there. In fact, the cold air kicks in big time for Chincoteague. They're under a freeze warning right now in Chincoteague, and we're cold everywhere else. Temperatures in the 30s overnight easily. Now, as you take a look at what it's going to feel like, the wind chill, that's what I'm basically getting at. The wind chill factor is going to drop to near 20 degrees for this morning and tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, down to 20, possibly going to be updated to 18 and 19 degrees. That's how cold it's going to be. And are you ready for this punchline? For Wednesday morning, we'll warm up to freezing as far as the wind chill factor is concerned. Yeah, welcome to my neighborhood, okay? 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts for today, and the winds are going to be problematic for us because of the cold air. It's the combination of the two that's going to be the problem. So the winds are out of the northwest by Monday noon, 22 miles per hour. That's not such a big deal on most days, but the temperatures are going to be much lower. And then Tuesday, when we start off at about feeling like 19, look at these winds, 39 to near 40-mile-per-hour winds, and the temperature is dropping. I'm cold just thinking about it, right? I'm cold just forecasting it for you. Monday, 46, look at all this. Not even worried about sunshine. Every single location, the winds are whispering out of the west between 36 to 38 miles per hour. Now, daytimes, we're not worried about precipitation and anything like that. By the afternoon on Tuesday, when it should be the warmest part of the day, if we are lucky, and I'm not being funny here, I'm not trying to be tongue-in-cheek here, we may get up to 45 degrees. I'm afraid that that's going to drop into the lower 40s by then. It's that kind of cold, folks. So here we go. Cold like crazy for us. This says Tuesday, but we're after midnight. So I need to make sure you understand. I know this says Tuesday. It's really supposed to say Monday, but it's midnight and the maps change after we hit midnight and it's 12:06. But anyway, this will be for Veterans Day, which will be Tuesday, 58 degrees. All the other days will be according, you know what you need to keep track of anything else, it's going to be crazy cold. There, keep track of that.
Paul, thank you. A young child has died after a crash Saturday morning in East Newmarket, Maryland. That's according to Dorchester County Sheriffs. Dispatch calls say the 2-year-old girl was run over by a car. Multiple Dorchester County social media pages talking about that tragic incident. Maryland State Police now helping sheriffs investigate exactly what happened. BB's Milton Health Center welcomed Delaware Health and Social Services Secretary Kristen Linka-Young for a flu and COVID-19 shot. According to the healthcare system, Delaware's top health official toured the Route 16 facility with Dr. David Tam and other BB leaders discussing BB's growth and access to care in rural Sussex County. Still to come on Coast TV News, the Milton Theater moving forward, a new donation for its multi-million-dollar campaign. You're looking at a photo of a donation to the Milton Theater. DE Storage donating $2,500 to help build a new educational wing. And here's what that money is going to: a $3 million wing at the historic venue, adding classrooms and rehearsal space. Those with the theater say it will meet a growing demand for arts education and help generations of artists to come.
Getting to stand on stage really gives you that confidence, that power in yourself to realize that everybody is feeling the same way. It's just a wonderful experience to make mistakes, to learn from those mistakes, and know that the mistakes are there for a reason.
The Milton Theater expects this new wing to be done summer 2026. Ahead of a deal to end the government shutdown came a day many airports said they dealt with staffing shortages and delays because those federal workers aren't getting paid. It's causing mass chaos at airports coast to coast. And as Jen Sullivan shows us, it's happening as airports should be preparing for Thanksgiving.
Passengers at airports across the country are dealing with mass flight delays and cancellations.
Our first flight, it got delayed an hour and then another hour, and now it's delayed 3 hours, so we are missing our connecting flight.
At Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, hundreds of flights were affected Saturday.
I had a flight going from here to Charlotte, and then they canceled my flight.
With the government shut down, millions of federal workers are not getting paid. TSA agents and air traffic controllers are still expected to come to work, but many are calling out because they can't afford the gas to come in or childcare costs.
They feel desperate, hopeless, mad, and there's just appears to be no end in sight.
The sick calls are causing staffing shortages at airports and aviation support facilities across the country, and without enough staff, they cannot operate safely.
I have more complaints coming into the FAA from pilots who are saying that air traffic controllers are not as responsive.
The FAA says it will gradually reduce air traffic by up to 10% by November 14th at 40 major airports. The decision could cut thousands of flights a day. The weather is also playing a factor. Parts of the Midwest and northern New England are seeing snow or heavy rain. There is also dense fog in Los Angeles Sunday. All of this coming right before Thanksgiving.
It's only going to get worse. You're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
As of 3:30 Sunday afternoon, more than 7,000 flights were delayed nationally and nearly 2,100 were canceled, according to FlightAware. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
After the break here on Coast TV News, shopping for groceries with your children. It can be incredibly stressful, but experts say there are 3 new ways to make it a game. But first, record high debt, how much American households owe, up next on Coast TV News. Maryland State Police are investigating the death of an inmate at Eastern Correctional Institution in Somerset County. Troopers say 36-year-old Ray Stephen Oselmo was found unresponsive in his cell Sunday morning and later pronounced dead. Another inmate had been identified as a suspect, but no charges have been filed as that investigation continues. Peloton has announced a recall of some of its bikes. Owners of the original series Bike Plus should stop pedaling immediately and check their serial number. Last week, the company voluntarily recalled 800,000 bikes due to a seat issue that has injured some riders. The seat post assembly on the original series can break and detach while being used, according to the U.S. Product Safety Commission. Peloton has more information on the serial numbers and those bikes that it applies to. Household debt in America has reached a record high. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the country's total household debt has increased to nearly $19 trillion. That figure includes mortgages, car loans, credit cards, and student loans. Credit card and student loan debts both also reaching record highs at more than $1 trillion each. Researchers say despite the increasing debts, household balance sheets remain pretty strong. Everyone is on the hunt for new ideas for solving an age-old question: what to feed our kids? NBC's Susan Hogan shares her conversation with a food researcher who said many companies market sugary foods to our kids, which can turn the grocery store into a battleground. The experts are providing strategies you can use to shop with your children for healthy foods they might actually eat.
Ever go grocery shopping with your kids and think, this was a terrible idea?
I want them.
Yeah, we've all been there. One minute you're reaching for the lettuce, the next you're negotiating over cookies.
Please give me another.
But one mom found a way to turn all that chaos into a game.
I started playing a scavenger hunt with them.
When her kids were little, Dr. Michelle Arthurs, who runs the lifestyle medicine program at Kaiser Permanente, says she turned grocery shopping into an adventure.
I spotted them!
If we were going to go look for grapes, I would give them clues. The next food that we're going to look for might be purple or it might be green, and it's small and it's round like a little ball. What is it that we're looking for?
Easy grapes, yeah.
And just like that, her kids were learning and having fun. We met up with Dr. Arthurs and Giant food nutritionist Leslie Jefferson to see how parents can make grocery shopping smarter and healthier with their kids without losing their sanity.
Should we take our kids to the grocery store, though? I mean, there's so many temptations.
There are, and there's also a lot of learning.
Like these aisles of rainbow-colored fruits and veggies, perfect for teaching kids where food comes from and why it's good for them.
This one looks good.
When you go to the grocery store, you can make decisions that are healthy. You can make small choices that add up in the end. And with your children, you can also plant seeds and help them learn more about their food choices. So as they grow, they're more understanding and they have a better interest in what's in front of them.
I'll pick these.
When you shop, every small choice adds up. And the earlier kids learn that, the better their habits stick. But then there's that aisle.
Well, I think all of them are the most delicious.
So the cereal aisle is always a fun place for families to shop.
To help parents navigate it, Giant uses a program called Guiding Stars, which has a team of doctors and scientists rate products in the store by their nutritional content. To make it easy to follow, Guiding Stars ranks store brand foods from good, better to best.
If you walk out of the grocery store and most of your items have stars, you know you're buying nutrient-dense foods.
So here's a fun challenge. Tell your kids to find a 3-star option first.
This has 1, 2, 3.
Whoever finds it, that's the one you buy. Suddenly, you're winning breakfast and Parent of the Year.
If my kids want mac and cheese.
Again, I look for the stars. I'm in Giant, so we see a mac and cheese that gets a star.
Oh, it says no artificial flavors, preservatives, or dyes.
Exactly. Now, what do we want to do with our mac and cheese?
Add something to it.
We want to add something on the side.
Got it.
She uses this visual from the USDA. Half fruits and veggies, a quarter grains, and a quarter protein.
Where are the cucumbers anyways?
Simple, right? And here's my favorite tip. You turn your cart into the food pyramid.
The top of the food pyramid is the stuff that we shouldn't have too much of.
Okay.
And conveniently, in shopping carts, there's a smaller space right here. So if you're going to get some of that at the top of the food pyramid, if it doesn't fit in here, we don't overflow. We stop.
Small swaps go a long way, like cutting the ice cream bowl in half and topping it with fruit.
Can you give it back to me?
Do you need more lemons to make lemon pie, Mommy?
It's not about perfection, just progress. So next time you hit the store, make it a mission. Let your kids hunt for health, because the habits they build in these aisles, they'll take with them for life.
After the break here on Coast TV News, as we take a live look outside into Lewis. One more check on your forecast after this. Here's some good news tonight. Our own Leah Rizzo, the fabulous host of Coast Life, volunteered at the Fin Raiser Saturday night. The event raises money for the Mayer Institute, which rescues marine mammals on the coast, and Leah was their guest bartender. The National Retail Federation projects shoppers will spend a record amount of money this holiday season. The Federation estimates spending will top $1 trillion for the first time. Consumers plan on spending an average, though, of $890 on holiday gifts, food, and decor. And if they need some money for that shopping, the jackpot at Mega Millions is almost $1 billion. That's because Friday night's drawing, no winner. So the $900 million prize is still up for grabs. Also happens to be the 8th largest jackpot in the game's history. The last drawing is Tuesday, Paul, if you are feeling lucky.
Now that would be the gift that would keep on giving. All right. So anyway, in Milford right now we're at 54 degrees, and we're going to stay in the 50s for the rest of the night. I'm not expecting any additional rain showers. Few people have isolated spot sprinkles right now. That's now vacating the premises rather quickly, and we're drying out rapidly. We have the gale wind watch that's going to stay active until Wednesday midnight. Now, when we say gale wind watch, we're talking about 35-mile-per-hour winds around the entire Delmarva Peninsula, keeping all that in mind. Now, this also expects to become a bit of a problem, of course, because we're looking for blustery conditions to make it feel that much colder. Oh, and speaking of cold, freeze warning is in effect for Chincoteague until Tuesday morning, and then we have the gale wind watches in effect on the other side of the peninsula as well. Now, quick look, we're looking at breezy conditions for us for Tuesday going into Wednesday and Thursday, and we're looking for it to stay breezy for us in Ocean City as well as Fenwick Island, and we're not expecting any precipitation, but boy, is it going to stay breezy for us going to Monday as well as Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures will be in the 50s. By the way, if you want to keep up with what's happening with your forecast, all you have to do is call our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive forecast. We're looking at cold conditions for today, and then cold for your Veterans Day celebrations. But okay, so remember, Monday night going into Tuesday, that's 30 degrees. That's when it's going to feel like 20.
So 30, feeling like 20, if not 18, I heard you say.
Really 18. I'm just trying to be nice.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. It's going to be cold. Bundle up.
Yes.
Get ready for it, and don't be surprised.
Don't be shocked.
Don't be shocked. Well, thank you, Paul, and
Sure.
thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News after Sunday Night Football. If you want more news and local weather, you can get it right now on our weather app or our Coast TV News app. We have more news for you in just a few hours at 5 a.m. Until then, have a great night.